Hey everybody, this is your boy Lutheran coming at you. This is in response to Dice K's viewer question that he had for us a couple weeks back about what are your favorite Criterion videos, and he limited us to 10. That wasn't very nice, Dice K. Not at all. So I took 10 minutes out of my day, looked at my shelves. I only picked the ones that I own that I like. The ones that are like my top favorites that I own. Took about 10 minutes of my day and I just kind of started pulling ones and then I kind of whittled them down. This is what I came up with. I don't know how I feel about it, but you know what? I feel good. It's not bad. It's a pretty good list. So anyway, first one is, and these are in no particular order. First one is Rashomon by our friend Akira Kurosawa. Hey, I think I said it right. It's really a very cool movie. It really is. It's about a murder trial, and the different points of view of the eyewitnesses. And how everyone sees the same thing but sees it differently. I know that there is a law term called the Rashomon defense. No one can know what it means 100%, but I have heard about it, and it's dealing with different points of view. I also think it's it'd be interesting if you want to look at it another way. The four gospels that you see in the Bible, how they tell the same story, but they have different aspects that they pull out. They saw the same thing, but each one has a little different take on it. So, I think Rashomon not only is a fascinating movie, it's well done, and it's got some really interesting some very great camera work that I believe the cameraman, whose name I don't know, kind of invented, and it's very cool. Kurosawa, you can't go wrong. I could have picked any one of his that I have, and that could have been my favorite. But anyway, I wanted to give some love to Rashomon. All right. I'm sorry I'm reaching across like that. But anyway, again, they're in no particular order. The next one is Hopscotch. Yes, I have the Hopscotch DVD. I guess it's the original release of it. I like this cover a whole lot better than the new one, that's for sure. This is such a fun movie. It's a hoot. It really is. Walter, you can't go wrong with Walter Matthau. There is one scene in this movie that is perhaps one of my favorites of all cinema, where I think it's the beginning of the second act, I think you'd call it. Walter Matthau meets up with his lady friend, to borrow a phrase from Big Lebowski, at a wine bar, and they're talking about wine, but in fact they're talking about much, much more than just wine. It's just a fun movie. It's got some good actors. It's got some good actors in it. It's one of those, oh, hey, there's that guy or that chick kind of movies. You see them all the time in character actors, stuff like that. Hopscotch. Definite. You got to put that in your collection. Definitely one of my top 10. Another one that's kind of in the same vein, sort of, as Hopscotch is Charade. This one's another just fun one. It's got a really cool, interesting soundtrack as well. And Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn, they work well together. They play off each other well. And this is another one that's got a great cast in it. It's got it's got all the heavies from that time. All the heavy character actors. I think Lee Marvin's in it, I think. No, not him. Anyway, it's another great movie. It's another fun one. Sometimes Criterion videos can become really heavy, make you think. But Charade's one of those that you don't really have to think about. You can just sit down and enjoy it, watch it, and it's kind of just a fun, relaxing movie. That's one of the reasons I like it so much. I watch this once every couple of months. I usually do a double bill with this and Hopscotch. So Charade, another top 10 for me. Spirit of the Beehive. This movie is... It's just absolutely gorgeous. It is... It was for... And it might still be, perhaps, my most favorite cinematography of any film that I have in my collection. Just the way it's filmed, the use of color and distance and the two girls, the two little girls that are in it are absolutely stellar. Particularly Anna. She just, wow! It's just a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful film. That's what it's a film. The opening is fantastic with the little kids' drawings and. It helps you have a little history about the Spanish War or Spanish Civil War under Franco, but I'll tell you, the Spirit of the Beehive is definitely one that every time I watch it, I think about it for days. I think it is perhaps my favorite cinematography of any film I have in the collection. Suzuki's Branded to Kill. I think this was my first Criterion I ever bought. I think. And I just love it. It's... I love what they say here. From a cookie cutter studio script, Suzuki delivered a brutal, hilarious, visually inspired masterpiece. And it truly is. It's... It's a Japanese gangster film, part gangster film, part 60s movie. I mean, I don't. You have the dancing go-go's. Number two assassin is trying to become number one, and. This was the first one that really got me into Criterion. I do know that for sure. But I don't know if this is the first one I bought. But it's one that I watch regularly. Branded to Kill. It's just it's just another fun movie. You don't have to think too hard about it. But it's just, I don't know. It's just different. And it definitely was one that got me into Japanese film. So, anyway. Branded to Kill. Jerry Menzel's Closely Watched Trains. I absolutely adore this film. Adore it. I love it. It's amazing. It is a subtle comedy. It's got political overtones. It's almost cute. And I hate to use that word, but it is absolutely it's adorable. This is one that this is a blind buy for sure. I don't know why I bought it. I know I bought it at Barnes and Noble. I think I might have bought it when they were doing there for a while. They would do a buy two get one free DVD sale. Yeah, it was one of these. I think this was one of those. And I remember sitting down and watching it for the first time. I was just totally not only blown away, but just chuckled. And I will never be able to see a rubber stamp the same way, and neither will you after watching this movie. I don't want to give too much away, but this Closely Watched Trains, one that I wish got more discussion on the Criterion pages that I'm on. Everyone's always worried about, Seven Samurai, stuff like that. But Closely Watched Trains is one that I really think needs to have more discussion. Picnic and Hanging Rock on Blu-ray. Yes, I have some Blu-rays, but this is one of my Blu-rays, and I bought it mainly because it has the book to it. I haven't read the book. I've read part of it, and the book is what I've read is fantastic. This is one of my favorite movies. It is truly. I can say that without question. I had the DVD, and I used to watch the hell out of that. Since I've gotten the Blu-ray, I've watched the hell out of this. I don't know. Peter Weir. I love Peter Weir. I do. what made me think about doing this today is I was in the library and I saw Gallipoli. I was like, oh man, I wish that was on Criterion. This is a subtly creepy film that you're not 100% sure if it really happened or if it's fiction. It's so well put together, and the soundtrack, particularly the pan whistle, is haunting. This is a haunting film. It is also, in a real subtle way, a love story to some degree. Miranda is definitely is looked at by her roommate as a. I think her roommate's in love with Miranda. I can't remember her roommate's name, but this is a great. It really is, and the creepy factor just it's not like up there like in your face. It's kind of like comes in behind and just kind of reaches over your shoulder and starts tickling behind your ear. It really does. It's hanging, picnic and hanging rock. Definitely got to watch that one. Oh, John Woo. You can't talk about your favorite Criterion unless you throw in hard boiled. Yeah, this one has a lot of. It's almost it's weird when I say this, but sentimental value. First time I saw this was when I was in college, and I had two Vietnamese neighbors across the hall from my dorm, and they used to love watching this movie, and I would go and watch it with them, but I couldn't understand it because it was in Chinese and it was dubbed. It was the subtitles were in Vietnamese and French, I think. So I couldn't. I couldn't understand a thing. But oh man, the shootout scenes were amazing. It was hard boiled. This is another one that you watch it, you just kind of buckle in and hang on. It's. I honestly think that Hard Boiled has one of the top 5 shootout scenes of any film I've ever seen. So anyway, Hard Boiled. I haven't hawed about this one. I'm still not 100% sure this should be in my top 10, but it is for now, and for all posterity. Dazed and Confused. I think one of the reasons I like this movie so much is I just love the packaging. I think this is probably my favorite. I think this might be my favorite packaging. Maybe. I may have to. I think this is my favorite. I love the cutouts they have on it so you can see the characters. I love the movie poster that comes with it. This is one I watch every year, at least once, usually around the 4th of July. I just think it fits for the 4th of July. But Dazed and Confused. A breakout film for so many people. Matthew McConaughey. Who else? I mean, Parker Posey is in it. The queen of the indies. Indie film in the 90s. Ben Affleck. Joey, what's her face, is even in this too. The one with the weird voice. Joey, she's also in Chasing Amy. Dazed and Confused, definitely one definitely one that's is definitely my top films. Which brings me to this one. This was definitely a blind buy. I bought it because of what it said on the packaging, or maybe it was in the liner notes here in the back. But anyway, Chungking Express. I love this film. I do. It is perhaps my all-time favorite. I love this film. It's a love story in 2 parts, multiple love stories. It's action. It's got some action. It's got some great one-liners. I watch this every May 1st. Every May 1st. If you've seen the film, you know why. I call that Chungking Express Day. It's got a great soundtrack. I get a little tired of, what's the name of that song? California Dreaming, but hey, it's a big deal in the movie, so you got to go with it. So, those are my top 10. I guess. Chunking Express. Dazed and Confused. Hard Boiled. Picnic and Hanging Rock. Closely Watched Trains. Branded to Kill. Spirit of the Beehive. Charade. Hopscotch. And Rashomon. I'm curious to find out what yours are too. Feel free to comment in the comments section. Take care. Be well. And happy viewing. We'll talk soon. See ya. I'm out.